Hello everyone, my name is Tendayo. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be putting you through how you can model something like this. Not just modeling not just modeling like that. Also how it's going to move this way. So after modeling, we are going to make use of some drivers as to make it move the right way. So that's what we're going to be learning in this tutorial. So without wasting time, let's quickly move right into it now. So I'm going to be creating a new scene because we're going to start a new modeling. So without wasting time, we're going to start by making some video setup. So try creating a cylinder this way, scale it up, then shift D in the Y, scale this up. So we just want to get the basic setup first. Then I'm going to okay, let me scale this a little. Okay, so I'm going to shift D again, also copy this around there, then make it a little bit smaller than that. Also shift D, that. So I might later make some adjustment again to the arrangement, but for now let's quickly do the basic things first. So now I need to make a teeth for this bigger one. So that's what we're going to be creating now. So for us to create that teeth, I'm going to shift S, cursor to selected, then shift A. I'm going to make use of a box to create that teeth. Scale it up, scale it down rather, then G in the X. Okay. So I'm going to be scaling in the X direction now. Okay. So I'm going to add in a loop cut there, then scale in the X. Okay. Okay, good. It won't be that it won't be that much detail, so it depends on you how. I'm just making some videos to show you how you can do something like that, so you can move on and giving more detail. So let me try to scale this down. It's too big for me. So G and the Z, bring it in. So now the next thing I will be doing is for me to make it move around. So for me to do that, I'm going to be making use of an array and a curve. To do that, then what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be adding shift a curve, circle curve, then arrow in the Y 90, then scale this up. Scale this up, okay. Then as for me to make this thing to go around, I need this state for us to be at the center, then from there it can jump right to the right position. So I'm going to say origin to cursor, then geometric to origin. That will be the first thing for me to do. Then G in the Z. Okay, then I can now apply my array modifier. Array modifier is going to be in the Y direction. Okay, so now next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be applying the curve now. So the object is going to be a Bezier curve 001. Then the deformation axis will be in the negative minus y, negative y. So G, I'm trying to position this well. Okay, I'm going to make use of the G in the X. So drag it in. Okay, good. Let me still bring it. Let me bring it in a little. I think it's better if I'm in G. Yeah, it's better if I'm in edit mode. Okay, good. So I can scale this in. So the next thing now, let me try and make it a fixed curve. Let's try and make it a fixed curve, then bezel that. Are we using the right base here? Circle. Because we don't want the situation to be doing. Okay. Okay, let's say these are our teeth now. Hope you understand that. So let's say these are our teeth. Then if you need the teeth to come out, let me try and make it come out a little. Let's try and make it come out a little. I think. So scale these up. Okay. Okay, now let's say this is my teeth now. Then we can add, then adjust the distance in between. Can take your time to do that. Okay, I think I love it this way. It's okay. It's okay this way. Then I can copy this. 7, Shift D in the Y, D in the Y, Shift D in the X rather. I think I'm copying the wrong thing. Let me apply then. Then I can have my control on it. Shift D. Okay, sorry, the G in the X. Okay, so you can position it well where you need it. So that's for the teeth now. So I can make make a little detail inside of it. So that depends on you how you want that to work out for you now. So let me say just extrude this in, this, extrude that. Understand? As not to be repeating yourself, we can just make a mirror of that in the other side. So I will just be fast in here. So I will just be very fast there. So no much detail. The essence of I applying something at the edge, just for me to know when it's moving. So it will just be a plain box cylinder like that. Hope you understand. Okay, let me just put a sample. Let me just extrude something out there so that the moment it's rotating, I will be able to know. So that's why I'm putting that. So quickly, let's say this. Be fast about this. So the moment it's rotating, we're able to know that okay, it's working. Okay. Okay, now. So let me join these ones. Ctrl J. Then G in the Y. I'm trying to move it back a little. I don't need this anymore. So we're just trying to position it well. So I'm going to be using a cube now to connect these two together. Then quickly we can move on into the track now. So Shift A, cylinder, so rotate in the, okay, let's get it down. So let me see what we're doing. Top mode, I need at the center, then scale in the X, just move it right in. Then I can quickly add whatever detail I need to add. Okay. Scale Y. Okay. I won't be adding much detail. So that depends on you how much detail you want. So I'm gonna be rotating this way. Okay. Yeah. So the same thing applicable here. For Shift D, I'm gonna be scaling this down and rotate this way. Okay. Yeah. So I think we've done with the basics. Then I can start to apply. So other things that you can add is, okay, maybe we just make use of a box to represent that. Shift A, then you also make use of a cube to represent that. Scale in the Z, then G in the Z, this way. C, this from the top, then G. Okay. So because the track is going to be flat down here, it's going to be flat down here, then you can now follow the curve all the way up, then down here. So that's why I'm trying to place this. I just want to make use of, let me make use of something to support that. Scale. Okay. Remember, this just to put it through. So let me say this is what I want to make use of now. Let's say we are done with the basics of that. Then let's try and add our track now. So later probably I may end up adjusting again some few things, like shifting this up. So let's just start something first. So how are we gonna do that? Let's see. Let me put the cursor right at the center, then Shift A. Then I'm gonna be adding a curve cycle, rotate in the Y 90, that. Then I'm gonna scale that up. Just try my best to start to make some adjustments as to get what we need. So G. So do your best to start to align that properly. Remember, we're straight down here. So you need to make it tight as to look realistic somehow. So that's what I'm trying to do. Now I need some more detail, so I'm going to select everything and subdivide. Obviously that. Then after subdividing, I have more controls. I can make this straight as I want it to now. Even more better. Okay. Okay, this is what we're able to make for now. So you can take your time to make it even more better. Yeah, you can take your time to make it more better. So now I'm going to be adding uh adding a cube now to represent the track. So I'm going to scale it in the X, scale in the X, Y. So I'm going to position it well, scale in the X. Okay. So let me add some cuts to it. So next thing, I'm going to be adding an array, just the same way we've done that in the Y direction. Okay. Now look at this part. You realize we are still going to make some few adjustments. So now after adding the array, then we're going to add a curve now. So a curve. So what's going to be the curve? Yeah, this. Then the minus y will be the deformation axis. So hope you can see now. So let's move right down here. Okay, good. Then let's try and make use of face curve. If that's going to help us out. Okay. Okay. Then you can take your time. You can now take your time to start to make adjustment. Then by how do you make that adjustment? Just going into in the edit mode. Then we can start to close some things up like this. Remember, this down part needs to be very flat. You don't need to make too much adjustment to that. Then if this teeth is too long, we can bring it in. If it's too long for us, we can still scale that in, and you can take your time to this to maybe bring it down a little. Hope you understand now. So you have the control. Good. Then yours might be more better than this. Hope you understand now. So now that we've done with the basic, so you can do your best to make this to be closed more. By simply maybe working with the distance between them. Okay, that's too much, like that's too much. Let's try one. Okay, 1.1, 1.2. Okay. Then let me see if I can scale this in the Y. Okay. Let's say 1. 1.2, 1.30. So you can just work around this till you get what you need. I think scaling it, the way I scale that, I don't like it. Let me bring it back. Okay. G in the Y. Seven. G in the Y. Let's see if there's gonna be any change. Okay. So let me just stop there. You can take your time to tweak those things as to get all this closed up, and looking at here too, you can see the way it has moved out, so you can take your time also to scale that in. Okay. So that's on you, so you can take your time on that. Okay, now let's quickly move on to making it work. So initially when we try to push this G in the Y, you see what it's doing now? That's when we try to tamper with the location. So but when we push the curve itself, G in the Y, you see it moves that way. When we push the curve itself, it moves that way. So what are we going to do now is that first thing we need to do is to put an empty in the middle of the video and parent all these things inside there to that empty. That's the first thing, because we need everything in the middle of them to be working and moving together with that. So I'm going to be parenting everything in here, to this. Control P, keep transform. So when I move the G in the Y, then they all move. So also I'm going to be parenting. Don't parent this one. You parent the Bezier curve inside here. You parent it with it. Then P, keep offset. Then when I say G in the Y now, obviously that it moves along that way. Obviously that it moves along that way. So again, what I'm going to do now, we need these ones. Obviously they are not moving, so we need these ones also to be moving along. So what am I going to do is this. So let's see the axis. So when we rotate this in the x, when we rotate this in the x, y is rotating here. So we need to apply Control A, apply the rotation. Obviously that. So when we now say R in the x, so now it's now rotating the x axis now. So let's apply rotation for everything. And I'm making use of Control A to apply rotation. So now that I've applied rotation, now I can now come down to the rotation X, right click on it, add driver. So the driver now has opened this, then I can say what's the object. Now I need to explain something now. Before I add the driver, let me delete that. Let me delete driver. Now as I move this as I move this empty in the y direction, obviously, so I need this also to be rotating in the x axis, to be rotating along the x axis. As this move change location in the y direction, this one should be rotating along the x axis. So that's what I need to do now. So that's why I'm adding a driver on x rotation. Then I'm gonna be, so let me come down here, so here to show the driver. So the object is going to be this empty. So that's the empty. So now I need it to be now it's rotating along the x. So but I need the empty box will be moving in the y location. So it will be moving in the y location. So now what I'm going to do, so we need since it is moving in the y location, so this var we can make it, we can call it box x, capital X, then copy that, then paste it inside the expression, Then let's see what we've done now. So when we move G in the Y, now it's moving backward. We don't want it that way. Even from what I'm saying, so it's moving backward. That's not what we want. So we want it to be moving in the y direction. I mean, positive and the negative direction now. So what I'm going to do is going to add a negative to the expression here. So it's going to be a negative box. Let's see that. So let's say G in the Y now. Can you see? So that's how it moves. Obviously now. So it's as simple as that. Then if I'm going to copy, let me try and make use of fish count for this. Let's see what we're going to have. Make use of fish count. Let's see what we're going to have. The problem with fish count is that you need to do some tweaking. Okay, we still have that. So G in the Y. Okay, obviously that's now. So it's moving in the right direction. So now if we need to copy, we want these others to move in the same direction as this. So all we just need to do is to come down to the constraint tab and add copy rotation. So when we copy the rotation, no, not limit rotation, copy rotation. So the target is going to be this. Obviously that's now. So it's going to be rotating along the X. So G in the Y now, obviously. So it's moving along that. Obviously that's now. So that's that. So also the same thing we are going to do for this, copy rotation. So what is going to be the target? So let's make this to be the target. then it's going to be rotating along the X, not Y. Same thing apply to this. Copy rotation. Then let's also make it to this. Then it's going to be along that. So now let's move everything. Now G in the Y, obviously they are all moving together. So that's just simple way to do that. So you can take your time to make it more better even than this. So just putting you through how you can make your track to work well. So I believe you've enjoyed this tutorial. So please, I'll be grateful if you subscribe. So thank you very much. See you next time.